It's showtime, go time, Larry Shempen Mo time. Welcome back to our Trippy Food live stream. Now today, again, it's going to be thematic. Oh, Doodle, okay, come on in. Can you not come in? Hang on, I need to let Doodle in. There we go. And here he is. Hi, Doodle. Here, come on. So happy weekend to everybody. Happy Saturday. Hope you all are doing fine. There's a lot of activity in the chat. Who do we have? We got Tom, old guy in Colorado. We have Brandy Rubel. We have Miguel Rangel. We have Janice Yamanaka. We have, did I miss anybody? I might have missed somebody. Oh, Drew Horst. He was here early. So he was camping out on our doorstep. And John King has just entered the room. All right. So it looks like we got a lot of people. Well, it's 8. That's a lot for just starting out. How you doing, Doodle? You doing okay? Huh? You doing okay? You want a snack? I got a snack for you. Hey, I need to ask you guys, because it's 85 degrees right now with 44% humidity. So I have the air conditioner on. It's kind of over there, but I just need to I just need you guys to, let me try that in English. I just need you guys to let me know, is it too much noise? Is the air conditioner too much noise? I got the fan going as well. I can turn the air conditioner off, but let me know. What do you think? Is there too much noise in the background? Is it too, I don't care how it records, whatever. As long as you guys can hear me, you hear me clearly, that's okay. But let me know, guys. Did I miss anybody while I was busy yapping? Yes, I did. I missed Grubwork. Grubwork, we haven't seen you in a while, so I'm glad you could join us again today. And Icehand69 is in the room. Awesome. I was 104. Oh my God. Yep, that's the time of the year. So it's brutal everywhere. So I think it's because there's 44% humidity today in sunny Southern California that it makes it uncomfortable. Because I've been in the Central Valley, like out by Sacramento, it's really dry, and the temperature was 104 degrees, but it wasn't really uncomfortable unless you were direct sun. It wasn't too bad. But 65 degrees here in Newmarket. But John, up in Canada, they do Celsius. So is it 65 Celsius? Because that would be bad, 65 Celsius. 95, are you kidding me, Tom? 95? My God, it's cold, hotter up there than it is here. Wow. Did I miss anybody? I think I covered everybody. So again, today is thematic. And so basically, we're going to enjoy treats and beverages from the 99 Ranch Market. Now, I'm not sure how far east 99 Ranch Market goes. I know they're in a lot of other states. There's a few in Oregon, a couple in Oregon. There's 2 or 3 in Washington State that I know of, but I'm not sure where else it is. This is their epicenter. Southern California is the epicenter. So there's 99 Ranch Markets all over the place. If you have not visited a 99 Ranch Market, I highly recommend that you do so. And some of them are larger than others. Some of them are more equipped than others. Like if you go out to San Gabriel Valley, they're gonna be more well stocked and more unusual things, I think, than here. But if you're like me, and I pray to God you're not, but if you're like me, you're always looking for something different and unique, or something that you haven't done. And so if you have not gone into, I'm going to say 99 Ranch Market is cool. It's a good place to go, but it doesn't have to be 99 Ranch Market. I mean, they're a lot of what I'm going to call ethnic groceries, and some people might argue with that, but I'm going to call them ethnic groceries. I highly recommend that you check these out. Out here in Southern California, there's a lot of Latin American grocery stores. So Superior Market, Vallarta, Cardenas, and it's a big supermarket, so they have a lot of really interesting things. And the same is true with Asian foods. There, I know that there's one chain is H Mart, and H Mart goes coast to coast. So there's H Marts everywhere. And the thing about the Asian markets is that a lot of them, what's the best way to put this? A lot of them have more of a focus on a certain country's cuisine. So in other words, 99 Ranch Market is mostly Chinese. They have Korean stuff, they have Japanese stuff, but it's mostly John King, thank you so much. 99 cents. You donated. I didn't even know people could donate, but thank you so much, John. That was awesome of you. You the man, John. H Mart is Korean. It's mostly Korean stuff, but again, they have Chinese, Japanese stuff like that. So Awajimaya is mostly Japanese, and Awajimaya is also a chain. So they go up. I remember the first Awajimaya I went to is one in Beaverton, Oregon, and I know that they have Awajimaya in Washington State as well. So they're certainly on the West Coast. I don't know how far else on the West Coast, but I highly recommend, if you guys are always interested in trying different things or things that you've seen us do on live streaming or on one of the episodes, I highly recommend it. Just check them out. Eastern European stores, Russian stores, Latin American stores and everything. Just definitely check them out, because if you have an obsessive curiosity like I do and want to try a lot of different and unique things, then check these out. What I like to do is I like to go in there and I like to go, I've never seen that before. I'm going to try it. So that's my bag. I don't know if it's your bag, but just if you see us do a lot of things on this show that you think are interesting in anything, give it a try. I don't remember if anybody answered the question about the audio. So because again, I got the air conditioning on because I kind of need the air conditioning on. What do you guys think? Is it too noisy? Is the air conditioner too noisy? Because I can turn that down. Just let me know. Let's see. Malt Shop Diner, burger, onion rings, French fries, and malted chocolate shakes. Now, Tom, are you going to wrap the burger in paper like they do at a Malt Shop Diner? That sounds cool. It's like Americana. You should eat that in the car. You should go out in the driveway and eat that. It's like, that would be fun. That's just me. Now, I don't really do that, Tom, because logistically, it's kind of a nightmare trying to do a live stream from your car. But that's just me thinking. Air conditioning isn't too loud. Good. It's not a problem. You are good. All right, Isan, thank you. All right, everybody. Air conditioning it is, because it's invaluable. Doodle is just like going crazy over here. All right, Doodle, you can come back up. You can come back up anytime you want. So we had kind of a lot to go through. And again, everything on today's live stream was purchased at 99 Ranch Market. So we have an adult beverage and we have a soft drink. So, and we have 6 snacks. So we're going to do beverage, snack, beverage, snack. So I'm going to leave it up to you. We'll have the room vote. Tell me what do you want? Do you want the adult beverage first, or do you want the soft drink first? So just throw it out there, guys. It is requested. It is a viewer requested diner. Oh, cool. Tom's Diner. That actually sounds like Tom's Diner. Sounds like it would be the name of a real diner. Tom's Diner. All right, here we go. It's snack time for Doodle. There he goes. That's all he wanted. Snack. That's all he wanted. I feel used. I feel so dirty. All right, let's see. Adult, soft drink, adult beverage, snack, adult beverage. Well, that would require me having 3 adult beverages, which I don't. Adult. So that's 1, 2, 3 adults, 1 soft drink. Tom says soft drink first. You've done the adult first the last few weeks. Always good to change it up. You're right, Tom. Tom's Kumquat Bus. The Kumquat Drive-In. Yeah, John. Something like that. That would be funny. Let's see. So far, it's adult, but Tom brings up a very good point about every week we start with the adult beverage. That's okay, but we're doing it by vote. Here, let me do this. Let's really do it by vote. This is the scientific way. There we go. So now we have, I think, you guys see that? There it is. Okay, so now we have a poll. So let's use the poll and let it run for about 5 minutes or so. It's not, we're not too bad. We're at 1:10 p.m. If we start about 1/4 after, I think we're going to be good. Let's see. 99 Ranch Market has locations in California, Nevada, Oregon, Washington, New Jersey. Oh, I didn't know they were that far east. New Jersey, Texas, Maryland, Massachusetts, Arizona, and Virginia. Yeah, so it seems like on both coasts, they don't really hit the middle of the country though. So if you're in one of those states that Janice mentioned down there, you definitely check out the 99 Ranch Market. I know they have H Mart in Massachusetts because when I go to visit Julie, we always go to the H Mart. There's a little food court there, and there's this awesome place that has pho that we always go to. But I think in the past we've picked up snacks and stuff from the 99 Ranch Market I'm sorry, the H Mart for either doing the show or doing live stream. Earthquake, did you guys feel that? No, that was my knee hitting the desk. Adult beverage is the legs of the show. I guess so, but it can knock the legs out from underneath you depending on what the adult beverage is. I don't think the ABV on today's adult beverage is that high, but it's really hard to tell. Let's see. It's 5.2, which is not high, but a lot of domestic beers and everything are like 4.5, 5%. So it's just a little tiny bit over. It's not like like some of the I think it was Lagunitas. There was a Lagunitas one that I was drinking that was almost like 12% or something like that, and I didn't realize it until I started drinking it and started feeling really lightheaded. I was trying to figure out why, and then I saw that it was like 12%. So, adult. Okay, so John, Miguel, there's a poll, so respond to the poll, and we will we will do whatever the poll tells us. The scientific method, that's what it is. Yeah, guess what I'm drinking? I'm going to say you're drinking a Mickey's. That's today's guess. Today's guess, John, is that you're drinking a Mickey's. Now, I flunked mind reading in school, so that's my guess. My guess is that you are drinking a Mickey's. Again, we have 1, 2, 3, 4. We have 6 snacks. They're a little bit unusual. I think every one of these things is a little bit on the unusual side, and we've kind of gone into different territory here because they're not all like snacks like chips or anything like that. We have 3 items that are canned package items, and those are going to be interesting, I think, and how we combine those together is going to be interesting as well. So San Diego County Fair is on right now through July 4th. Yeah, Janice, I don't know if I'm going to be able to make it to the San Diego County Fair. Part of it is it's like really expensive. Like if I put $40 of gas in the car, it's not even half a tank of gas. And San Diego is about a 2.5-hour drive. So I don't know. We're going to be doing some New England and Northeast stuff in July because I'm going to be out visiting out back east for a few weeks. So we'll see more of that as well. There's some other things like the California State Fair. That's happening in July, but I don't know if I'm going to be here for that. Would love to check that out. That's up in Sacramento, I think. Hey, Adam Hebb has just entered the room. Welcome, Adam. Good to see you. Glad you. Hurricane Steel Reserve alcohol 8.1. I never would have guessed that, John. But pace yourself. Pace yourself, John. I imagine it's like a big. Is it a 40 or is it a big can? Or how does that work, John? Loafy molasses. Oh my God, Loafy. I think this may be the first time that I've seen you in the chat. Is that true? If you are the Loafy molasses, some people pretend to be somebody they're not. But I'm going to assume that you are the Loafy molasses. Loafy molasses has entered the room. Everybody, please give them a warm and hearty Trippy Food welcome. Welcome, Loafy. Glad you could join us today. Nice to see you. So thank you for joining us today. All right. Oh, it could be things have been bonkers and I stream a ton. Yeah, that's the thing. It's like, I know you stream a lot. Matt from Reckless Eating, he streams a lot. I think that maybe he only takes 1 day off a week and he's streaming the rest of the time, which is why he doesn't generally join us on our stream because I think he's usually streaming at the same time. So, again, I remind you that the people who do stream a lot, I mean, we have a lot of channels that we recommend to you, but they don't necessarily do streaming. Like Tom does, old guy in Colorado. He always does one. It's 2 hours after ours ends. Janice Yamanaka doesn't usually do any live streaming. There's Wander Wisely, Fine Dining. You know, a lot of the people on our list don't necessarily do them, but do check out their channels. By the way, do check out their channels. Subscribe, like the videos and everything, because it's really helpful. If you don't know who those people are, then go to the main page on our channel, and down at the bottom it says featured channels. Click on that link that says featured channels, and there's a whole list there. So definitely check them out. While I'm on the subject, I will tell you guys, we are 80 subscribers short of 5,000. 80 subscribers short. That sounds like, doesn't sound like a lot, but you know, we're slow. We're slow going, but we're only 80 away. So I would never ask you guys. I mean, do not. I'm asking you not to, only because, you know, YouTube will catch it eventually. Do not create fake accounts or anything. But I will ask you, if you have not subscribed to us, do so. Now, all you have to do to subscribe is you have to create a YouTube account. You don't have to have any content. You don't have to do anything. You just create the account and then like us, and that would be awesome if you could do that. And the closer we get to 5,000, then we'll do our big fiery party with all hot stuff, and you can watch me suffer. So that'll be fun too. All right, the Cassandra is back. Just stopping to say hi. Where's Tiny Val at these days? He's, I don't know if you can see him. He's right up there, standing next to Big Boy. There's Tiny Val. And then the Tiny Val that Julie made for me, he's right there, the one with the turkey leg. Did you end up getting a tiny Mrs. Trippy Food? I don't know about that. I would get a tiny Mrs. Trippy Food at this point in time, because we really haven't really properly introduced Claudia, who is Mrs. Trippy Food. We have not really introduced her to you guys. We have not got her on live stream. We haven't even really featured her in a video. So maybe someday I would love to have her join us. I would love to have her maybe, you know, join us for a few minutes in the live stream, or do a video with her. But you know, it's her call, and when she's comfortable doing that, she will do that. But I think maybe at that point in time, once we've introduced everybody to her, and then we could get one. Maybe we could get Tom one too. Tom had a Little Sal, so he made one, but that was Little Sal, so that was his parody character of me. But yeah, we should have like a little Tom, a tiny Tom or something like that. I think you're right. Hi, Scott Mansfield. So Scott Mansfield snuck in the room while I was talking. Hello, Scott. How you doing? Hard to get growth on YouTube. It is, Lofi. I think it's kind of saturated, right? So you got like people like LA Beast. He's got like 2 million, I think. Is it 2 million? He's got like 2 million. You know, Dame Drops, obviously. And I'm talking about the people who do like food travel kind of reviews. I don't know how many Ken Domick has. Does anybody know how many subscribers Ken Domick has? So you have these people who, part of it is that they've had other things that have contributed to them getting a lot of followers, like for instance, TV commercials or TV shows or something like that. But yeah, it is hard. It is hard to do it. So we're moving upward. I don't mind that. I know a lot of other channels, like even Reckless Eating, they bled a lot of subscribers and everything when YouTube told them that they couldn't do a lot of the stuff that they were famous for doing. They couldn't do any of the vomiting things. They couldn't do any of the chugging things. And they had to take a lot of those videos down. So when they did that, they lost a lot of their audience, because there were some audience members that's what they were looking for. So yeah, they did bleed a lot of subscribers and everything. We've been okay, and we don't really have to change anything. And so we're just like moving upward, but just like really, really slowly upward. So I'm not disappointed that we have like 5,000 subscribers and everything. To me, it's not about the number of subscribers. It's the subscribers that we have. Like for instance, in our chat, right? Our community here, it's an awesome community. The camaraderie, and if there's only 5,000 of you, as opposed to 5 million of you, I'm okay with that. I'm not doing this for the money. I'm doing this because I want to share with you, and interactively share with you my experiences and stuff like that. So that's kind of my shtick. That's my bag, baby. I'll be starting the buttermilk hamburger buns for tonight in a few. Stay as long as you can, Tom, but otherwise we'll join you in yours. Now, Miguel, you said natural light. Did somebody else guess what they were drinking? I think because John usually tries to guess what he's drinking, or Miguel, what you're drinking tonight. Because I missed some of the stuff. I'm gonna have to scroll back up and see. It, guys, keep me honest too. Like right now we're small enough where we only have 5,000 subscribers, and right now it looks like we have, if that number is correct, and I never know if it is, it looks like we have like 13, 14 people in the chat right now, or watching the live stream. So if that, when that's the case, it's easy to make sure that I pay attention to what you guys want, and I respond to you. It's more important for me to be able to respond to you. But occasionally I might miss something if I'm talking and I miss something. So just keep me honest, and just say, hey, somebody asked a question and everything, and remind me, because like I watch Ellie Beast's stream, right? He might have 1,000 people on at any given time. Reckless Eating, they have a lot of people on when they're doing their live stream at any given point in time, and it's hard. You will definitely miss stuff. So like even when I'm on their live stream, I might throw out a question, and if they don't get to it, they don't get to it. I understand, because they have so many people in it. We're manageable right now, so, and I don't want to miss anybody. So please let me know if I've missed anybody. Did I miss anybody coming into the room? Did I miss anybody, asking a question or something? I need to know. Speaking of asking a question, last week I floated the idea of doing a live stream, which is just basically, we'll have some stuff that I like to eat and drink and stuff like that, but basically, it's Ask Val. Ask Val, the kitty's pal. If you go out to our community page, on our community page, there is a poll there, and in the poll, basically, or it's not a poll, it's a post. Leave in the comments what your questions are, and we'll do that. The reason we didn't do it this week is there's only 4 questions out there, so we need a lot more questions if we want to do a live stream where we're going to be answering questions. I mean, we could do it live, but it doesn't really give me time to prepare, really good answers and do research and stuff like that. So I would ask you guys, when you get a chance, to go to the community page, find that posting that talks about doing an Ask Val live stream, and then put your questions up there. And like I said, the only thing that we're not going to do anything political, we're not going to do anything religious, and we're not going to do anything too personal. I'm not going to give out my home address, anything stupid like that. But anything else, food and travel related. Well, let's say food and travel related, but regarding my life. Let's put it that way. So Ask Val, it's happening out there. So just when you get a chance, go out there, leave a question, and then once we build up enough questions and everything, we'll do our live streams. There we go. We might take some stuff live too, but that way. Ken Domick has 569K, but Ken has multiple channels. But that's his largest. KBD Productions is his largest, Janice. Is that it? I'll stew the Reaper candy on my stream for people that donate, but otherwise I don't go through pain like that. Yeah, it's tough. That's like Lofi, Matt is mostly doing streaming. Every once in a while on YouTube, he'll throw out some videos. He'll do videos on YouTube, Wii Shorts and stuff like that, or carbs, or Carbs. But he doesn't make any. He really doesn't make much money on those. So really, what's keeping his channel alive is the live streaming, and that's happened to a lot of people. And then some people have just kind of walked away from it. I don't know the details of it, and I'm not going to ask him. But I know that that Nuff at Main Event Pong just got tired of the BS and just kind of walked away from it. So his videos are still up there if you want to watch them. But I don't blame him. That's what he wants to do. If you did a Spider-Man Elsa video at the right time, you'd be massive. I guess so. Eli says the Lofi and AK3 and vomit video was an epic video. Yeah, but Eli, it's like I said, YouTube changed the rules on him, and that was it. So, unfortunately, I will be here a few steps to the kitchen. Oh, well, cool, Tom. Glad you could stay with us. Let's see. Did I miss anything? Oh, people are talking to Lofi. How's Garo? Val, would you eat a chocolate-covered brisket sandwich? John, assume I would eat just about anything. And out of curiosity, if anything I haven't eaten before that I would eat it. Question is, how practical is a chocolate covered brisket sandwich? But I suppose I would eat it. I don't think it would taste good, but I'd try it. We did so I take that back because John, if you remember, maybe you don't remember, the 2022 LA County Fair episode that we did with Janice, we did chocolate covered jerky. So chocolate covered brisket is not really a big departure from chocolate covered jerky. So, sure, I would eat it. It would just, the texture would be different, but yeah, I would eat it, sure. Hey, Val, what's the word? I was going to say Johannesburg, like the song, but that's not the word. The word is, let's see, the word is intercontinental. Today's word is intercontinental. Welcome, Joshua. Glad you can make it today. Good to see you. So, let's see, Hank Hill has been pretty quiet, passing a kitty moo. He's been, oh, okay. All right, Lofi's just having discussions with people. All right, there we go. So, let's get started. Let's go back and look at our poll. Our poll said, should we start with an adult beverage or soft drink? Soft drink is 25%, adult is 75%. Adult beverage it is. So we're going to start with our adult beverage, but that means that we need to do a card. So our first question is, Stella Artois beer is from which country? Again, the question, Stella Artois beer is from which country? So that's going to go on the bar here, and we're going to start with our adult beverage. So this is Asahi, I think if I'm saying that correctly, Asahi super dry beer. It is from Asahi Breweries Limited. This is kind of what cracks me up here, is that it's Asahi Breweries Limited, super dry, Asahi. There's, what I assume to be Japanese writing on it because Asahi is a Japanese company. But right there, I don't know if you guys can see that right there, product of Italy. So this is actually brewed by Peroni in Italy. I don't know, go figure. But so this is an odd little thing. Now I will tell you the story behind this. When I was in 99 Ranch Market buying this, there was a guy who was stocking the alcoholic beverage cooler, and so I'm looking at them, and he says to me, like the ones I'm looking at, he says to me, because he's obviously Hispanic with an accent, and he's going, oh, those aren't good. You don't want that. You don't want that. I'm like, well, which one do I want? And he goes, this one. I'm like, all right. So, I suppose he knows. So I took his advice and got this one. Now, I will tell you that both Ariel and Richard Simmons are taking a day off. And today we have, what am I going to call this guy? I'm going to call this guy Robo Opener. So he looks like a combination of the two of them, and he's just like all fancy and everything. The reason that we're using him today is because I need the can opener part for our snacks. But so I'll tell you what. So I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna leave this up to you guys. Her name is Ariel. You guys know Richard Simmons. What are we gonna name him or her? All right. What are we gonna name him or her? So I'll let you guys name him or her, and then the next time we use him or her, we'll use my name. Hey, welcome, Scott. Now I think I mentioned Scott Mansfield, but I don't know if I introduced Scott Mansfield. But Scott Mansfield and Scott show up at the same time. You ever wonder? The same person? Welcome. Actually, Scott is Tybalt. So if you guys remember Tybalt, that's Scott. So same new name, same person. But welcome. Glad you can make it. All right, here we go. I don't think I'm going to save the bottle cap. I don't think this is going to ruin the bottle cap. It has that flat top, doesn't have the point like Ariel does. There's that satisfying hiss. The day is going well, Scott. Thank you for asking. From Ron Paul people. Yeah. What was their other company? There was Popeil, like Popeil Pocket Fisherman. But the other one, it wasn't. Was it K-Tel? Did he own K-Tel? Ron Popeil? There was another of those, mail order things. We're going to save that. We have our Trippy Food beer tornado glass. But I have come prepared. 115, oh my God. Perfect day for some spicy ramen. Yeah, sure, if you want to suffer. I mean, that's like, 115 is like a cold food day, I think. Name it that thing. Or thing, just thing, maybe. Look at that. Woo! It's like a lava lamp. Look at that head rising. But Ronco, thank you, Janice. Wow, this one's gonna go crazy here. I'm gonna have to catch that before it goes everywhere. All right, here we go. So this is Asahi, if I'm saying that right, and I don't know if I am. That foam went to the back of my throat. All right, here we go. Through a straw. I don't know. I don't know what this does. So I'm drinking from the bottom. I don't know what that's going to do. But here we go. Somebody told me that the alcohol hits harder when you use a straw because you're getting air in there or something. I don't know. To me, it's just easier because I don't have to go through all that foam. Ooh, that's light. That is really light. So it does not taste anything like domestic beer. There's a lot of it tastes like a lot of like wheat. It tastes like, did they even mention ingredients in here? It tastes like wheat, like a wheat beer, but it's really light. It for some reason, for having more than 5% ABV, it doesn't really taste like that. I don't see anything about, but yeah, it's really good. It's like, it's not really strong. It almost has kind of a lager taste, but again, really light. That's a good, like a good snack drinking beer, like just a casual beverage and everything. So it's not strong so that you're using it to overpower something else, and it's not so weak that you're drinking it like water. So yeah, that's a thumbs up right there. That's really good. There we go. Do drink it with a straw, you will get buzzed faster. That's what I heard, Miguel. I don't know. Does anybody know the science behind that, or if that's true or not? I can't imagine drinking a beer through a straw. Well, Lofi, I've seen Matt drink stuff through a straw, but I don't know if that's like if that's a thing, or or he's intentionally doing that because it's supposed to get you hammered quicker. Like, I don't really know, or like it's easier to drink through a straw. So I'm only doing that, like I said, because that head there, I want to get past that. I don't want to be drinking foam. So that's why I did it. Once that foam settles, I'll just drink it right out of the glass. But that straw is there so that I can get the actual taste of the beer. There we go. Drinking from a straw usually gets you drunk faster because people usually drink it faster. I get it, Eli. But I can't imagine like drinking it through a straw would have you drink it faster than chugging it. But I guess you mean like casually drinking it. Like if I'm casually drinking this, I casually drink it through a straw, I'm going to drink it faster. I guess that makes sense. I could not drink beer through a straw. I recommend a funnel. Wow. Okay. What end do you put that in, your funnel in, John? Let's see. Matt drinks beer through a rubber nipple. I don't trust anything he cooks out of that. Yeah. Well, the thing is like maybe it does have an effect. Maybe it does do something interesting, and maybe it doesn't. But it's funny either way. It's just like for looks, and shotgunning beer. Yeah, shotgunning beer is different. So shotgunning beer you do with a can, and so basically what you do is you're going to be chugging out of the can, but you put a hole on the bottom of the can so that the air allows the beer to come out faster. So that's what shotgunning is. There was, I want to say Coors Coors used to have like a little valve on the top. So like the opening would be down here, the valve would be here, and you pop the valve open so that lets air come in and allows the beer to come out faster. I think that was Coors. Anybody who knows, let me know. But I'm pretty sure that was Coors. It used to have that little valve. You could open that valve up, and the beer would come out faster. According to the theory, straws work like vacuums. When you inhale, you eliminate the oxygen from the straw, thereby forcing the beer or alcohol into the straw, allowing it to be consumed more quickly. So I guess that's the thing. It's that quickly. Try one of those shambongs. I get beer down real fast with those. Shambongs? Never heard of that, Lofi. I'm going to have to check that out. Thank you. Asahi uses rice and malted barley. Wow. That's funny because I was tasting wheat, but like rice and malted barley are nothing like that. It's really good. It's a really nice flavor, and it's really light. So either way, I like it, Janet. Secondly, you're inhaling alcohol vapors right into your lungs, which is thought to absorb rapidly into the body, increasing drunkenness. That makes sense too. Chambon is cult move approved. All members, including a roadie. There we go. So, Lofi, I challenge you to it. All right. So we're not doing chugging here, not today. Certainly not on video, only because YouTube will take it down, and don't want that to happen. So, all right. That's our alcoholic beverage. Let's go back to our question, which was Stella Artois beer is from which country? Did we get answers? Let's see. Yes, we did. So let's see. Icehand said France. Grub Warp said Germany. John King said Scotland. Miguel Rangel was very specific and said Leuven, Belgium. Tom said the country of Quatonia, which is always correct. Brandy Rubel said Belgium. Eli said Belgium. Janice Yamanaka said Belgium. Yeah, a lot of people answered this question. That was awesome. So it's kind of all over the place. The correct answer is, in fact, Belgium, but there were a lot of good answers and everything. I'm feeling generous today. 25 points for everybody. Just because it's all over the place, and I just think that's fun. So there we go. All right, so we're going to do our first snack. I'm going to ask you guys, should we do our dry snacks first and then our wet snacks, or mix it up? I'm going to leave it up to you guys. I'm not going to do a poll. I'll just do like a quick ask you guys. What do you want to do? You want to do the wet stuff first or the dry stuff first? Or should I mix it up? Should I alternate? I'll leave it up to you guys completely. Beyond Seattle Eats, where? Oh, there you are. Welcome, Katie. Glad you can make it. Good to see you. Are you practicing and getting ready for your big contest on next Sunday? So Katie is going to the Hot Sauce Festival. I don't remember what they're calling it. There's a big hot sauce festival in San Diego next week, and Katie is competing in that. So I don't know what kind of like, do you build your capsaicin tolerance over a period of time so that you're ready for it and everything? But I hope you do well, Katie. But thank you for joining us today. It's good to see you. Always good to see you. You are welcome anytime. Our home, our channel is your channel. Always welcome. Dry on, wet off. Oh, okay. Dry, wet, dry, wet, dry, wet. Yeah, let's do that. Everyone's saying mix it up. Brandy says non-dry. Janice says mix it up. We'll mix it up. Well, I have to, because everything's all like, people are saying dry, people are saying wet, and then people are saying off and on. So let's do off and on. I think that covers everybody. I have been doing a lot of spicy challenges. So Katie, I was telling people that we are very close to 5,000 subscribers. We are 80 away from 5,000 subscribers, and I told them that I have that. I don't know if you can see it there. The 2021 Pocky One Chip Challenge, and then over here is the Peanut Brutal, and with the leftover one, since I only did the first one. And I told people that if we get to 5,000 subscribers, we're going to be doing stuff like that. So it'll be like a fiery live stream. So unless you guys come up with another cool idea for 5,000 subscribers, but that's kind of what it is right now. So we're going to do dry, wet, dry, wet, dry, wet, dry, wet. Why not? So let's start with the card. And the question is, what kind of animal is a Bombay duck? What kind of animal is a Bombay duck? Obviously, the answer is not duck. So I'm going to put that on the stove, and let's start with our first snack. Let's start with the easy stuff, or what I think is going to be easy stuff. This one was like hard to figure out because there is no There is no English writing on here whatsoever. The company is called Glico, if I'm pronouncing that right, Glico or Glico. The actual company is Shanghai Izaki Glico Foods Company. They were founded in 1995. I think this is from, I don't know where this is from. They are the makers of Pocky. So you guys are familiar with Pocky, is like those kind of breadsticks that are dipped in chocolate and flavored. So they actually make, well, I don't know if they are the makers of Pocky, but the same company, Izaki Glico Foods, also has Pocky under their wings. So the company started in 1922. They started in the confectionery business, but it was actually founded in 1919 by, I'm going to say his name wrong, Riichi Izaki. I think that was his name. So these are, as far as I can tell, pizza biscuits. Now this is the British biscuit, not the American thing, like biscuits and gravy biscuit. Biscuits are like crackers. So these are pizza flavored crackers. And this is from Asia, so I have a feeling I'm going to need scissors. Oh, wait a minute. Oh, okay. All right. People are answering the question, but they're debating it, so this is cool. I recommend you blend the snacks together with hot sauce. John, I can do that. Has a weird smell. I smell tomato, and I also smell a hint of that. You know the little packets of cheese that they give you, like if you get Domino's pizza, those little packets of grated cheese that they give you, almost that smell. But I'm getting a lot of tomato smell. Let's see what's in here. Oh, yeah. Now I have to turn it upside down. That is so tiny. I cannot read that. What is in here? Wheat flour, white sugar. Does it say cornflakes? Onion flakes. Okay, onion flakes. Tomato paste. That explains the smell. Yeast. Tomato flavor seasoning. I can't read this. It's really tiny. I see a lot of white sugar as well. Product may contain oysters. Really? Oh no, soybean. I'm sorry. Wheat may cause. Okay, whatever. I don't know. I don't know. I guess it's not important. So we're just gonna try this. They look like tiny Ritz hearts. Let's see if you can focus on that. They look like little Ritz hearts. Well, sort of. I'm tiny. I'll read it for you. I could do that, Tom. But he gets abusive, you know. He's like, why don't you read it yourself? This tiny vowel sounds a little bit like pudgy. It's like a bolognese sauce flavor. Yeah, maybe. Have you tried the Chinese Lay's Italian red meat flavor? That sounds really familiar. I think that we did. Might have to go back and check. I know we would have done it on a live stream. I'll have to check. Go back and check. These are good. They're kind of reminiscent of pizza. They taste a little more like pizza than the pizza Pringles. That's for sure. But it's like the texture of Ritz crackers, but not with that buttery, you know, the buttery flavor that Ritz crackers has. It doesn't have that. Have you ever drank beer in a metal can? In a metal can? Aren't they all metal cans? I mean, aren't all cans of beer metal? Aren't they? I don't know. But see, Miguel, this is a good question for the Ask Val. These are good. They're not too salty. They're light. They do reminisce of pizza. pretty good. It's a thumbs up. There's nothing wrong with that at all. I like that. Let's go back to our card. What kind of animal is a Bombay duck? I saw a lot of good answers here. Let's see, how far back do we have to go? Eli says a horse. Eli, have you ever eaten a horse? That's a question for you, Eli. Have you ever eaten a horse? Miguel Ranga, that would be a question for me, but again, leave the question in the community post. Miguel Rangel says it's a fish. Katie from Beyonce Elite says it's a mollusk. Janice Yamanaka says a species of lizard fish. Randy Rubel says fish. Tom says the rare endangered featherless quackbird, which of course has to be correct. John says seaweed fish. Let's see. I think that's it. It is in fact a fish. I think most of you got that correct. Katie, you're close because a mollusk is seafood. So I think some people consider that fish, but a mollusk would be like oysters, clams. Let's see, scallops would be mollusk. Actually, and most people don't realize this, octopus and squid are also mollusks. They're also mollusks. But yes, no, it's a fish. And I think most people got that right. I like Eli's, a horse. That is awesome. That's an awesome answer. It's not correct, but it's awesome. And Tom's answer is always correct as long as it contains, the word kumquat or a part of that word kumquat. So so I think you're all mostly correct. I'm going to give 75 points. 75 points for that. Just the people who answered it, take 75 points out of the point jar. Honor system, I trust you. All right, let's put this back on the deck. So now next we're going to do a wet one. So let's go ahead and ask our question, which is, which popular food was invented by Alexander Grant? Now I will tell you guys, it's easier. You know the guy's name is Alexander Grant. Get Googling. Which popular food item was invented by Alexander Grant? I mean, no one's going to know this off the top of their head, I don't think. But so, Google away. There are no rules here. Let's see, what did I miss here? Oh, so Eli says, Val, have you ever tried donkey? I will say not yet. Mexico is famous for donkey machaca. Really? That sounds interesting. On Sonora, Mexico. That sounds interesting. I would definitely try that. Val, have you ever tried vulture? No, John. Vulture is not recommended to eat. And the reason is because they eat carrion. And carrion is loaded with all kinds of bacteria and parasites and everything. Because basically they're eating dead, rotting things. Now, their constitution allows them to eat that, but you don't want to eat them afterwards because they have all that stuff, in their system. Their system is designed for that. So vulture is a no-no. It would be probably very, very toxic to eat a vulture. If there was some way to do it where you could be sure you wouldn't pick up any of that nasty stuff, I would try it, John, because I would try anything. But yeah, it's not like you can go to like McVultures or like any place like that where like a Kentucky Fried Vulture. So vulture's like a heart. I don't know that I've ever actually even seen, like my friend Anshu, who has Exotic Meat Market. He has just about anything that you could possibly think to eat, and I don't know that he's ever had vulture. So I'd have to check. He might. Horse meat is something I never sought out, but I'd be willing to try. Yeah, we can talk about horse meat on the Ask Val thing if you want to pose that as a question, because I could talk. Just thought it might be like gooey duck. It's funny because I always see that geoduck. It's not geoduck. It's gooey duck. That would be. I don't know how they prepare and serve Bombay duck, but I can see you thinking that the name is very similar because Bombay duck, gooey duck, and now Katie, because you live in the Seattle area, let's put it that way, in Washington State, that's the gooey duck capital of the world. So I imagine you can get gooey duck easier. Now remember before at the very beginning I was talking about 99 Ranch Market. So 99 Ranch Market, Hawaii Supermarket, the big Asian groceries here in the LA area, they have big tanks full of all kinds of seafood. They have turtles, they have frogs, stuff like that. But they also, I have seen, they have gooey duck. So if you're looking for it in the LA area, I would definitely check out the 99. I usually go to the one in Van Nuys. It's much smaller. I would go out to the one in. I lost that. I would go out to the one in San Gabriel Valley. I've seen gooey duck there before. So here's a weird question of you. Again, Scott, these are the kind of questions that you need to be asking on the, for our Ask Val live stream. The thing is, I can answer that right now for you. I could answer that right now, but it would take some time, and we've got to get through like 6 snacks and another beverage. So let me ask you this, Scott. Go out to the on the community page where you see the posting and says the Ask Val thing. Put that question there, because I would like to talk about that, and I do, but it could take some time. So definitely leave that question out there. Lofi, I would say that's not necessarily true, but we'll just leave it at that for now. And then, like I said, post the question in the on the community page where that posting is about Ask Val. Post that question, because I would like to talk about that. It's just it would take a long time. Soft shell turtle soup. Yeah, Miguel. So if you go to like Hawaii Supermarket or 99 Ranch Market, they sell soft shell turtle, and if you buy one, they're alive, and if you buy one, they will cut it up for you. They'll cut it up for you and prepare it for soup. So Miguel, yeah, if you want try soft shell turtle soup, that's the place to go for it. So let's see. We asked the question, and we have to open the food. So let's see. We've got 3 wet foods. I'm going to start with, let's see. One is spicy, one is hot and sour, and the other one is what? I can't tell. Pickled. We'll do the pickled one first. We'll work our way up. So this, whoa. So this is, let's see. This is Chun Jiang is the company. Chun Jiang pickled cabbage. The actual full name of the company is Hangzhou Chun Jiang Canned Food Company. This is a product of China. That's all I know about it. Best before August 6, 2024. We got some time on this. All right, so let's get by your votes, Thing. Let's get Thing. Have you guys who, by a show of sort of hands, who's got one of these? Who has one of these old-fashioned can openers? Now, I think it was one of our episodes I was filming, and I was using one of these can openers, and people were like scoffing at it, like, "Look at how using the like, yeah." And when the power goes out, who's gonna be able to open cans with that? Ooh, this is a tough one. I saw something recently that says you've been using a can opener wrong your whole life, and says to use it like this, right? And or like this, something like that. And what it does is it cuts that like that ring off at the top, and just leaves like the sharp edge thing on the top. It doesn't make a difference. It makes no difference whatsoever. I don't know what people's big deal is. This looks like, this is pickled cabbage. It doesn't smell like cabbage though. It smells like almost like spinach. It's really kind of weird. Here, let's get this on a plate. It's kind of green and leafy. So I mean, you know, I know there's different kinds of cabbages, but it doesn't look like. I mean, it looks like greens. It doesn't look like cabbage. I mean, look at this. Look at this, right? This stem. Does that look like a cabbage stem to you? Not to me. But again, there's not much information on here, so I really can't tell. Here we go. That should be enough for now. Let's see, who did I miss? I missed Pokey Sly. Welcome, Pokey Sly. Good to see you. Yeah, the dude just came in and he just kind of wandered back out. So usually he kind of like paws at my leg and says, "Hey, I want some attention." But apparently, you know, he just came in. Oh, what's going on? Heard you open something up. Thought maybe it was some kind of snack that I would like. And he just took off. So there we go. Just bought the can opener at the dollar store. Solid backup. Yeah, absolutely, Eli. Good to have when when everything goes south, you have to have yourself well, you also have to have cans of food. I think it's helpful. They must be pickled collard. They do kind of look like collard greens, the Cassandra. You're right, but they don't look like cabbage, and it says cabbage. So, maybe it's just a translation issue. Hey, Pudding Power 84 is in the room. Welcome, Pudding Power. I have not seen you in a while. Glad you could make it today. I think that's Chinese cabbage. So, Janice, is Chinese cabbage a thing? Like, is it a certain type of plant? Because this thing looks like it has a stem, and no cabbage, like not even like Napa cabbage doesn't really have a stem. So I'm just wondering if that's a thing. Value should review Marie Callender's pot pies. Really, John? I mean, I don't mean to like kind of dismiss anything, but do you really think that would be interesting? Marie Callender's pot pie? Do you think it would be interesting? Now, here's the thing. Maybe I can make a pot pie with some unusual ingredient. That might be interesting. But as it is, do you guys? What do you guys think? Do you think a pot pie would be interesting? I mean, not a marijuana pie, a pot pie, like a chicken pot pie or a beef pot pie, something like that. Do you think that would be interesting? I don't know. I mean, I'm not going to say no, John. I just don't think that's really, to me, it sounds very interesting. I also use my Swiss Army knife can opener. Okay, so Eli, I think that's the one you're talking about. It looks like a little hook, and you kind of got to go like this with it, right? I think that's what you're talking about, Eli. I've never got the hang of one of those, but in an apocalypse, it's good to have. What differentiates that from kimchi? Well, first of all, this doesn't have chili, so kimchi is going to be preserved in chili. Also, kimchi they use like salted shrimp. Or something, some sort of seafood, some sort of salted seafood, and I don't mean seafood like a big piece of fish or anything, but they use some sort of salted like shrimp or something. So it's going to be very, very different than kimchi. Kimchi typically, well, basic garden variety kimchi is going to be Napa cabbage, but kimchi can be a variety of things. It can be like turnip. You can have turnip kimchi or anything. I think what I would suggest is check out Julie and I think it was like 2 or 3 years ago. Julie and I did an episode on kimchi, and we took 3 different kimchis, and so you can see there's a white kimchi as well. So there's different varieties of kimchi, but this is just a pickled green. That's all this is. Let's see. Would absolutely watch a video of you making something. Well, I think we do that a lot. Maybe not that much. Maybe not enough. Pot pies, yes. I don't think it's legal to do on YouTube yet. Pokeslide. I would do it. It's legal in California. It's not legal on a federal level or anything, and I think that's why it's not legal on YouTube yet. So, if at some point it is, or I do it in Canada, there we go. It's not real cabbage. It's like some other type of plant I had at a local restaurant. Oh, they just call it Chinese cabbage. I get it. Okay. Always wanted to make a green cigarette pot pie. Green cigarette. I'm not sure what that is, but I would have checked that out. What might be cool is like one vegetable that I really, really like is bok choy. I just like the flavor of it, the crispiness of it, everything. I don't know if you guys have had bok choy, but especially baby bok choy. I like to just kind of steam that and serve that with food and everything every once in a while. I think I've probably done it on the channel a couple of times. It's a strumming pie. That would be interesting. My problem with surstrumming, I guess is the correct pronunciation. My problem with it, when I got it, it was so, what's the word I'm looking for? It broke down so much that it was just basically a fish soup. It just broke down into the brine. There was like some bones in there, but the meat had kind of deteriorated. So, I mean, if I could get it where you have the big pieces of fish and everything, yeah, absolutely. That sounds like a cool idea. As someone who eats a lot of those pot pies, I'm not really sure. Yeah, exactly. I don't know. If you mod it, a pot pie episode could be great content. That's my thinking, Ryan Jones, whom I don't know, but I greeted correctly, Ryan. Fish sauce is necessary. Shrimp paste or preserved shrimp are optional. Do they use? I went to a class one time and made kimchi, but I don't remember doing if we use fish sauce or not. So, trippy pot pie could be another pizza review situation. I suppose so. Let's see. Okay. People are saying hi to love. Let's see. Review TGI Fridays potato skins, cheddar, and bacon snack. Are they frozen, Miguel? I've seen some TGI Fridays stuff in the frozen food section. That might work. I love baby bok choy sauteed in oil and garlic. That does sound good, Katie. Yeah, but baby bok choy is awesome. It's probably one of my favorite vegetables. It's awesome. Would Claudia allow strumming in the house? Absolutely not. But you don't eat strumming in the house. You eat it outside. I mean, it attracts flies like crazy, but you don't eat it in the house. So as a matter of fact, we did a strumming episode. It was actually one of our earlier episodes. We did a strumming episode. We did it over somebody's house, and we did it in the backyard. We did it in the house. I think if you watch like other people doing strumming videos, none of them are doing it indoors. You know, it's just not something you do indoors because once you open that can, you know, and you'll never get the smell out of your house for weeks. Spam and hot dog pie. That sounds interesting. That could work. Maybe we'll do like a few different. We'll do some little pies. I think the difference between like a meat pie and a pot pie is a meat pie is mostly dry inside, whereas a pot pie has like I don't want to say broth, but it has it's more wet than that. Surströmming is irredeemable even if you get decent fillets. I don't know. Like to me, my big problem with lofi wasn't so much the smell, but the saltiness of it. The saltiness of it was what bothered me. The smell, not so much. I don't mind durian. I don't mind surströmming. I don't mind sticky tofu. I don't pretend they don't have a strong smell, but I don't mind them at all. I'm gonna be honest with you. Here's a little known Val fact is I kind of like find the smell of skunk interesting. I don't say I enjoy it, but I find it interesting. Now, you would think like there's something wrong with Val because there's all these smells and everything that don't bother him. I'm going to let you guys guess, and I will tell you that it's not a food item, but I'm going to let you guys guess the one smell that I don't like more than anything else. And let's not do body fluids or anything like that because that's just, you know, it is what it is, right? So it's not body fluids, it's not a food, but what is the one smell that to me I just like find most offensive? So I'm gonna let you guys guess at that one. Val, I recommend you cook this strumming on the barbecue pit. How do you can't do that, John? It's packed in water. It's like if you try to put it on the grill, it's just gonna fall through. There has to be some way to do it. I mean, it's a good suggestion, but I don't know how you would even do that. You know? We tried it the most optimal way, and it was aggressively offensive. Yeah, but when we did it the way that, you know, a Scandinavian spread. So we had the lefts, we had the I try to remember there was tomatoes and some sort of herb and stuff that you put in there. I mean, we kind of researched it to see how you would prepare it and everything, but yeah, I mean, it wasn't great. It wasn't like something you want to eat all the time and everything, but it wasn't horrific either. So there we go. Okay, people are guessing that. So let's go ahead and eat this because no time's a waste. And we get an hour left. We still have 4 snacks left and a soft drink. It's really salty. It doesn't taste that pickled. Oh, okay, I get it. It's probably really salty because they use a salt brine to pickle it. It doesn't have a whole lot of flavor though. I'm wondering though, are you supposed to rinse this? I mean, it's pickled, right? But some pickled things you're supposed to rinse before you use them. I don't know, maybe this is like that because, like I said, there's a lot of salt in here. It's nice because it's crispy. I mean, you know, relatively speaking. It has like the texture of kale. It's not bad. I wonder though if this is something you're supposed to use as an ingredient, something like if you're going to make something else, to use that as an ingredient. Like if you're going to make a soup, you put it in the soup, maybe. I'm not sure. Because the thing about, I mean, you remember from our big pickle live stream is the idea is that you want to preserve things so that you can use them later on and they don't go bad. Maybe that's the case here. It takes a lot of chewing. I'm still chewing that mouthful. Skunk smells like kush. To some people it does. Claudia does not like the smell of weed at all. It really bothers her. To me, it's kind of like, yeah. Baking is the hardest part of cooking. Well, doing it correctly. I mean, it's easy to put something in the oven, right? Especially if it doesn't really require anything special. Once you have to bake something at a certain temperature for a certain amount of time, then change the temperature or change the location in the oven and stuff like that, then it gets really complicated and it's easy to mess up. That's my experience, anyways, as far as baking. As far as putting the stuff together to do baking, yeah, that's tough too. The right amount of ingredients and everything to make sure that it rises the way that it's supposed to rise and everything. So I would agree with you. Baking is not as easy as it looks, I think. All right, so people are, there's two guesses going on here. One is the question that we originally asked. Oh, did I rate this? I'm going to give that a thumbs up. You know, maybe one of these. Maybe not an enthusiastic thumbs up, but a thumbs up nonetheless. I think, I don't think this is something you would eat by itself. It seems like it's an ingredient for something. Like you're going to cook some, like a soup or a stew or something, and you would put this in it. That's what it seems like to me. I could be wrong. I don't know anything about it. All I know is the can said pickled cabbage, and I go, yeah, I'm going to try that. So as far as the guesses go, as to what smell I don't like, the Cassandra said gas. Ice Hand said gasoline, which I think is the same thing. Scott Mansfield said gasoline. Actually, that doesn't bother me. I worked at a gas station for a little while, and the smell never bothered me. But then again, it also never occurred to me that I'm breathing in carcinogens, and maybe we should not. Bleach. Katie, I would say the smell of bleach to me indicates that they're covering up something, right? Something happened where they bleached something to either kill the smell or something toxic or whatever. So bleach is always like a tip off of like, oh, I smell bleach. What happened here? But not the smell of bleach itself, not so much. Let's see, skunk doesn't bother me either. Hey, Jared Tierno has entered the room. Welcome, Jared. My worst smell is rotten milk. Yeah, it's not a great smell. Let's put it that way. I mean, it's a tip off, like when if you're gonna use milk to cook something or you're gonna drink it or something, you smell the bottle and you go like, yep, that's gone bad. So marijuana smoke, no, not really. Like I said, it's not what I would call pleasant, but it doesn't really bother me that much. I wonder how that would be deep fried. Too much liquid, I think, Scott. I think you would have to mix it with something to deep fry it. Oh, you know, like make a fritter. You make some kind of fritter with that. That would probably be really good. So, you know, or like mix it with like tempura batter and then fry it. Yeah, that would be really good, Scott. I think you're right. Or cream like spinach. I don't know that would work well like creamed spinach. I think the saltiness of that kind of like, again, I don't know if you're supposed to rinse it off or not. But there you go. Hey, Jessica Stanton, never too late. Always good to see you. Glad you can make it, Jessica. Okay, so done guessing. I will tell you what smell it is that I don't like. It just bothers me every time I smell it. Jacaranda. Now, some of you don't know what jacaranda is. It's a tree, and it doesn't grow in a lot of places, which is why you might not have seen it. I don't like the smell of tobacco smoke, but it doesn't bother me because I was never a smoker. So I think the smell of tobacco smoke bothers smokers more than anybody else. Jacaranda, if you haven't seen it, it's a tree. It has kind of like feathery leaves. And in between May and June, it has these bright purple flowers. So like in Southern California, there's rows and rows of streets where there jacaranda. Jacaranda is native to Brazil, I think, but it grows really well here. And so it just has this smell that what it smells like is it smells like somebody with really bad body odor that's trying to cover it up with cologne. That's what this tree smells like, and it just bothers the hell out of me. So it's like my least favorite smell is that the jacaranda tree. So I didn't think you were. No, lilac actually smells nice, Scott. But good guesses. But that was a tough one because like some of you don't even know what jacaranda is. But it was a fun thing. Now let's go back to the guesses for the question, which was which popular food item was invented by Alexander Grant? I think we're gonna have to scroll way back because I was busy talking. As a matter of fact, I have to go so far back that I can't find it. So I'm just going to give everybody 100 points. The answer is digestive biscuits. And I'm going to assume that you all got that correctly, every one of you, and that every one of you guessed. And I just have to scroll too far back to see it. So everybody in the chat gets 100 points. I hope you guys are keeping track of this because you have to use them like green stamps. At some point in time, you just take your points in and you get trade them in for valuable prizes. I have no idea what those are. You can talk to Tom. He got a canoe. I don't think I need to use the straw anymore. It's a nice beer. It's a nice beer. Patchouli is my favorite. I like patchouli. Patchouli is nice. When I was a teenager, they used to have a head shop where you could go in and buy incense, and patchouli was one of the ones that I used to like. My favorite incense, as long as we're talking about favorites, my favorite incense is Nag Champa. I don't know if you guys have smelled Nag Champa. It's like an Indian incense. I have some here. Nag Champa. Oh, that's so good. Let's feel that smell. There we go. Are we all caught up? Have I answered everybody's question? Have I answered my questions? We all caught up? I think there is a tree that smells like a certain body fluid. Eli, do you know what tree that is? I'm going to guess it's the jacaranda. Nag Champa oil and super AMD Superhit. I just like the incense. It's one of my favorite smells. I don't even know what that is. I don't even know what it is. I just love to smell that. All right. So let's see. We did how many snacks we did? We did 2 snacks. Time for another snack. We'll do a dry snack, and then we will do our soft drink. So time to ask a question. And the question is, Wiener Schnitzel is made from a breaded cut of what meat? Again, the question is, Wiener Schnitzel is made from a breaded cut of what meat? I'm going to put this over here and open the first snack, or our next snack. The English on here is really weird. It says, let's see, the company is Rongnuo Seafood. It is a product of China. It's HACCP premium, whatever that means. It says, let's pocket dessert. It's a picture of this in somebody's pocket. How large a pocket do you have to have that this bag fits in that pocket? Oh, unless, maybe they're individually wrapped. I don't know, can't tell. This is spicy whelk. Now, for those who don't know what spicy whelk is, it's a mollusk. Katie, it's a mollusk. Whelk is a mollusk. It is a univalve. As far as mollusk with shells, you have univalve and bivalve. So a clam is a bivalve, 2 shells. An oyster is a bivalve. A scallop is a bivalve. A whelk is a univalve. A conch, from a conch is an univalve. It means it has a single shell, not 2 parts of a shell. This contains whelk, salt, canola oil, xanthoxylum oil, sake, oyster sauce, white sesame, chili, and monosodium glutamate. If you go into the Asian markets, you can find whelk, but whelk is also popular in England, and they usually serve it cold. I'm not sure what the preparation of it is, but one of the times I went to England, I went to Greenwich in a big marketplace, and they had there was a little cafe where I had whelk, and I think that was pre-channel. So if you go to the blog, there's a blog article on it. I got some of that spinach stuff stuck in my teeth. Val, you tried everything. I was wondering if you ever saw or drank the aloe vera drink. I have drank aloe vera drink, but I think I drank it for medical reasons. I mean medical reasons, like, to fight capsaicin or something along that line, not just to like enjoy it as a drink. And I know they have like different flavors of it. It's kind of, I asked a question. I did ask a question. So what's your favorite smell? Maybe the not champa. Eli, let's see, what would my favorite smell be? I also like vanilla. I like anise. I like, what do I like? As far as like a floral stuff, what's that giant flower? Wisteria. I like the smell of wisteria. Ah, I was right. That's why. This is good. It'll last longer. Now, I'm thinking this is a dry snack. That doesn't really look dry. It looks like a pathology specimen is what it looks like. That's a mess. That is a serious mess. It looks like somebody stepped on a giant insect. Look at that. That's a glorious mess right there. It doesn't smell fishy. So I can see why they had that picture of this as a snack in somebody's pocket. My God. That's kind of scary looking. Ooh, that's got some heat to it. Ooh. That's got some heat to it. They're not messing around there. I don't remember seeing, did it say that it was spicy? No, spicy well. It delivers on the heat. It really does. Really good. How do we know the clam is the happiest shellfish? It's always smiling. So ice hand, there is a saying, happy as a clam, right? And so that doesn't make a lot. It's because it's not the whole saying. The whole saying is happy as a clam at high tide, because you can't catch a clam at high tide. So that's why the clam is happy. So that's the saying, happy as a clam at high tide. But they shorten it. Even Gesundheit. Gesundheit means good health, but there's probably, it was once part of a longer phrase, and now people just say Gesundheit. That's good. That's a thumbs way up. That's like, you know, I don't know what's in it. I don't know how it's made and everything, but it's really good. Yeah, it's a thumbs way up. Wow, that is so good. Like, it doesn't taste fishy. It doesn't even, like, maybe it's because of the chili that it doesn't taste like off-putting or like seafood, like low tide or anything like that. It's really good. A nice texture to it. It's not too chewy, but it's also not mushy. So yeah. So our question was, Wiener Schnitzel is made from breaded cut of what meat? And the answers were, or the guesses were, let's see, grubworp. Hold that thought. Let's see. Veal. I said veal. Janice said veal. Brandy said veal. Those look like the only guesses. I apologize if I missed anything on it. Everybody's right. It's veal. And because everybody's right, less points. So 50 points. 50 points for those who guessed. Again, honor system. Just pull them out of the jar. So, grubworp. You said ginkgo trees. It's not really the smell of the tree, the ginkgo tree. It's the berries. The berries from that tree, they really smell bad. So when I was living up in Portland, Oregon, we used to get a lot of geese, Canada geese. And it is not Canadian geese, it is Canada geese. It's named after a person whose last name was Canada for some strange reason. Canada geese. And they were huge flocks of Canada geese, and they would poop everywhere. And so I thought it was the smell of that, but it turns out that it was the smell of those berries when they fall off the tree. And I think it's like November or so. So the ginkgo tree turns yellow, drops its leaves and drops the berries. And you can eat those. We should do an episode on that, on the ginkgo nuts, which is inside the berry. They're toxic, so you have to like cook them a certain way to get rid of that toxicity. But the smell, it was really hard to tell whether it smells like a goose had eaten a box of Crayola crayons and then pooped it out. That's what it smelled like. So yeah, it's not ginkgo. The smell of the ginkgo berries, not the tree itself, but the ginkgo berries, grub work. Really kind of like not a great smell. Let's put it that way. So not horrific, but not a great smell. Just like one of those questionable smells, I think. Let's see. Did I miss any other questions? What was it? Oh, good is good to cook the stomach when doing spicy challenges. Yes, Eli. That's probably when I've done it. How do you know the clam is out? Okay. Sandalwood incense. That's nice. It looks like a giant squished wasp. It does. It looks like somebody smashed a big giant bug. There we go. Let's see. I'm sticking with my answer. No. Hey, more power to you. When are you going to release the video of ghost pepper peach rings? I'm glad you asked. Let me look. That is supposed to air on August 18th. August 18th, Janet. Kind of backed up. So that's going to be a regular Thursday episode. So coming up, starting, let's see. We already did Salisbury steak. So coming up, starting next Thursday, C4 energy drinks, Hostess Twinkies iced latte, Simulate Nugs, plant-based nuggets, Hot Scream, spicy ice cream, Bud Light seltzers, Soviet Scout Ingristo sparkling wine. That's a fun one because it's expired. Four Loko distilled spirits, potted meat, airline food on Avianca. Okay, then the jerked out jerky ghost pepper rings, atole, sturgeon head soup, and then I think pizza Lunchables. That's what anyways, those are the ones that are kind of lined up, regular episodes. If I do something that's more timely, I might jump that in. There's some stuff that I have to film now, like I think whoever's in the chat that suggested this, please let me know. But I'm going to be doing balut egg salad, and I'm going to be doing 1,000-year-old egg deviled eggs. So I don't remember who it was that. John, I'm going to ask you a question because you bring this up a lot. You use the word mosca. Now, mosca is a Spanish word for fly, like house fly. So does this mean something else? Like, in other words, is there some other like food thing or brand or something called mosca, or are you referring to the house fly, but using the Spanish word for it, John? Can you elaborate on that? Then in California, we had tons of eucalyptus trees, and they had smell. Yeah, but I love that smell, Scott. So, like, if I'm walking down the street and there's a eucalyptus tree that has kind of low-hanging branches and everything, I'll just pull off a leaf, crush it up, and just smell that. I do that with like fennel. If I'm walking down the street and there's wild fennel growing, I'll do that as well. Or rosemary. Rosemary is another one I do like that. I see like a rosemary bush, grab a little bit and smell that. It's just like it like puts more pep in my step. Just like those smells of eucalyptus, fennel, and rosemary. Just love those. What are you doing, Doodle? What are you rubbing your fur all over my black shirt? Is that what you're doing? Because everybody's up here. Everybody, look, they're over there, Doodle. They're over there, Doodle. They're over there. Look, over there. Yeah, there you go. Right there. Gonna say hi? I'm gonna say hi to them. I got no more snacks, too. Oh no, I do. Look, I do have another one. Yeah, there we go. Is that why you came in for a snack? Is that the kind of loyalty I get? You eating this? And there he goes. Let's see. Yeah, John. So I need an answer on that Mosca thing because I'm not sure what what your reference point is for using Mosca. Are you talking about like housefly, the Spanish word for houseflies, or is this something else? I don't know. I don't know, and you need to help me out with that. All right. So let's see. We did. Where were we? We did snack. I mean, we did beverage, snack. Oh, I got 3 snacks left. So it's time for our beverage. We did 3 snacks. Yeah. It's time for our beverage, our soft drink. Let's read a card. It's a Mosca soup mix made by Carnation. Seriously. Never heard of that. I'll have to check that out. It's fly soup. Carnation, I promise you, Carnation does not make a fly soup. I can promise you that. Now maybe they do at pet stores, and maybe it's for your turtle to feed your pet turtle. But that Carnation, the people who make the Carnation instant beverage and milk, do not make a fly soup. Pierogi are what type of food? I think this is an easy one. Pierogi are what type of food? So that goes in the food section over there. And let's open our beverage. So this is our soft drink. A little bit unusual. It's kind of cloudy. I love the pink color, but this is peach flavor soda. This is peach flavor soda, but peach is kind of like peach colored, right? This is kind of pinkish. It's kind of weird. So I don't know what's up with that. Let's see. Fructose syrup, white sugar, concentrated peach syrup. That's good. It actually has peach in it. But why the pink color? Doesn't make any sense. All right, and then there's all kinds of chemicals and stuff like that. So there we go. This peach flavored soda, I don't have a lot of information on it. So it was difficult to get a lot of information on it. So as far as I know, it's just called peach flavored soda. I don't know who the manufacturer is. I don't know where it's from. There's not any information in English as to where it's from. So it's anybody's guess. It's just a peach flavored soda. I did want to share one thing with you, and I'll go ahead and do that now. So a really weird thing happened to me. Usually when I'm going to do a live stream, so earlier during the week, I will post it. So I'll post it on Facebook, on our Facebook page. I will, obviously put it in the community page, and I will put it on Instagram, and I will tweet it, right? So I tweeted it. I'm going to tweet you exactly what I'm going to tweet you. I'm going to show you exactly what I tweeted. I'm going to put it in the chat here. This is exactly what I tweeted. I got doodles here all over me. This is exactly, no, it's too much. All right, hang on a second. How can I make that shorter? It's 53 characters over. It's not going to work. I'll read it to you. So the tweet said, on 6/11 live stream, we try Glico pizza biscuits, Rongnuo Seafood whelk, Chengdu Xiangxiangzui, spicy vegan meat, Asian taste roasted eel, pigeon fermented mustard greens, Chun Jiang, pickled cabbage, Asahi Breweries dry beer, and golden light peach soda. That was it. That's the tweet. I got flagged. I got a notification from Twitter saying we added a warning on your post. If you think this is an error, let us know. And I actually did. I questioned it. But it's like, a warning? What kind of warning? Like I don't get it. I don't get what in that I just read requires a warning. What warning? A warning of what? It blew my mind. It just totally blew my mind that they put a warning on it. Just doesn't make any sense whatsoever. I don't get it. All right, so back to this. Apparently, it is Golden Light. Golden Light is the company, but I could find no information about it. So go ahead and open that up. Use the word tweet in a sentence. I'm going to tweet myself to a cinnamon. Oh, okay. That's a very special tweet. Best description I heard of BOC's Don't Fear the Reaper was 0% cussing and 100% drugs. Was it about drugs, though? Was that song about drugs? Don't Fear the Reaper? All I know is I gotta have more cowbell. It smells like peach and sugar. Not necessarily in that order. Mean Metal Mike has entered the room. Welcome, Mean Metal Mike. Good to see you. Always good to see you. Has rock music lost its raunchiness and humor valve? Of course not. It just became something else. It went over to the next time you look at an album, if that's the right word anymore, if it says parental advisory on it, there's your answer. But as far as rock music goes, is anybody even doing rock music anymore? The dinosaurs are, well, Eric Clapton's more doing blues now, but most of the rock bands aren't really doing. The Who. When was the last time the Who put out an album? And even when they did, was it rock? So that's kind of it. A Mosca has bay leaves in the shape of flies. I'm pretty sure that you are not being honest with me, John. But there we go. I don't think I like this. It doesn't really have a peach flavor. I mean, it has peach concentrate in it. It really doesn't have that peach flavor in it. It almost tastes like a Jolly Rancher, like a watered down Jolly Rancher. I wanted that. I wanted somebody to hit me in the face with a peach when I drank this, and it's not happening. Thoughts on the first Boston record? It was amazing. It was amazing, especially when it came out in 1976, I believe. It was amazing, just because of the sound. It was a studio sound, obviously. So I was living in Boston at the time when it first came out. And I remember the first time I saw Boston, it was right after the album came out. They opened for Blue Oyster Cult at the Boston Music Hall. The Boston Music Hall is a small theater. It holds maybe about 6,000. So that was the first place I saw them. They opened for Blue Oyster Cult in Boston. And then the second time I saw them, which was a year later, they headlined at Boston Garden. And then it was just uphill from there. I think the problem was, I don't know if like these were songs that they had been doing for a number of years, and then finally they put an album together with nothing but great songs on it. Sort of like the first Cars album. Because I think, if I'm not mistaken, it was 3 years before they came out with a second album, and I think they waited too long, and people were expecting it to be as good as the first album, and it was not. So when that first Boston record came out, I mean, just the sound on it, the layered guitar sound on it, Brad Delp's vocals and everything, amazing. It's a great record, and it still stands the test of time. So that's my thought on the first Boston record. Email Mike. Add maple syrup to the peach, Val. Add anything to it. Add something with flavor. Squeeze a peach in it, maybe. That would help it. I'm going to give this a thumbs down. I mean, it's not in giant letters on the beginning. Peach flavored soda. They use peach concentrate in it. Where's the peach flavor? Where'd it go? All I'm tasting is like a sugary taste. I'm not crazy about it at all. So, you know what? All right, here's what we're going to do. So, I just leave that in there. I have a sneaking suspicion this is not going to be good. I am correct. It is not good. Not good. Thumbs down. I think the peach soda ruins it. The peach soda ruins a perfectly good beer. That's good. All right, let's go back to our question. And the question was pierogi. Or what type? Let's see. I think Miguel Rangel said it's fly. I think this was the whole thing. Well, no. Miguel Rangel said it's fly soup. I think he was responding to John King. Let's see. Randy Rubel says potato dumplings. Ice Hand said it's like a potato ravioli. Let's see. Anybody else? Those are the only two guesses? Did anybody else guess? Please explain. I mean, please let me know if I missed anybody. Those seem to be the only two guesses. You are both correct. They're dumplings. Dumplings would have been fine, but I like your more descriptive answers. So I'm going to give each one of you 150 points. 150 points each one of you. Nobody else takes any points. Keep your hands out of that jar. We'll see you. We have a camera on it. Would you try beer with Coke? They drink in Germany. Well, it depends on what kind of beer, and is it German Coke? The reason I ask about German Coke is there a difference? Like, for instance, there's a difference between Mexican Coke and American Coke. The big difference between American Coke and Mexican Coke is Mexican Coke is made with sugar, whereas American Coke is made with high fructose corn syrup, and it does make a difference in flavor. The other question is what kind of beer it is. Now, I would not say no that I wouldn't try that, Miguel, because and you guys have seen this on Trippy Food several times. So I think you've seen it in our last Colombian episode, and I think there were two other episodes that we did where we drank Rafajo. Now, if you're not familiar with what Rafajo is Aguila. It doesn't have to be Aguila, but it's a Colombian. Aguila is probably the most popular Colombian beer. It's just a lager. It's half Aguila and half Colombiana. And Colombiana is a soda made by Postamon that is, they call it champagne cola. It's sort of like a cream soda. that same kind of flavor as cream soda. So they do half Colombiana, half of the beer, which is usually Aguila, and it's called Refajo. And I drink that all the time when I'm in Colombia. And so I would try that. I would try that at least once to see what it tastes like. So it's it's a soda mixed with a beer. How bad could it be? It might be really bad, but yeah, I would definitely try it. Yes, it was worse than the peach. Oh, because we were saying kumquat soda. Yeah. We did that. Tom, was that on your channel that we did the kumquat soda? I think it was. Was it? They call it Martian soda. I think it was. So, Mean Metal Mike, check on Tom's channel because I think he and I did a collaboration where we drank this. It was called Martian soda. It was a kumquat flavored soda. Pierogies got popular in Pennsylvania. Yeah, they are popular in Pennsylvania. You're right. I'm in wrong. What is the oldest restaurant in Maryland, Val? I do not know that. I do not know the answer to that question because I can't tell you a lot of restaurants in Maryland. I guess the only famous restaurant I know in Maryland is probably Phillips in Inner Harbor in Baltimore. I'll throw that as my guess, Phillips. But the only reason that's my guess is because that's really one of the only restaurants I know in Maryland. In Brazil, they mix red wine with cola, and in Southeast Asia, they put ice in beer. Yeah, the only problem with putting ice in the beer is that eventually, when the ice melts, it waters it down. So that's why I generally don't. I don't even put ice in anything, just because it as it melts, it waters everything down. That's pretty accurate, Tom. Blue cheese soda is a thing. Gross. Yeah, I think blue cheese soda is one of the Lester Fixin sodas that's available at Rocket Fizz. All right, so let's see. We got three snacks left. How are we doing on time? A little less than half an hour. We might go a little bit over, but it's because I'm yapping. It's because I'm just going off on a tangent and yapping. It's called cola beer. Wow, what an unusual name for cola and beer. All right, let's see. Let's do this one's spicy. This one is spicy. I don't know. I bought these in an Asian market, and they usually deliver on the spice when they say spicy. So, and this one is spicy, not spicy. Yes, they're all three spicy. All right, I guess it's kind of it's anybody's guess on. Let's do this. Let's start with the eel. So this is these are roasted eels. The company is Asian Taste. This is a product of Taiwan, and it is manufactured for Walong Marketing in Buena Park, California. Roasted eels. Ingredients printed where you can't read it. Eel, I hope so. Water, sugar, soybean oil, chili, salt, cornstarch, malose, vinegar, Chinese cinnamon. Chinese cinnamon. I don't know what that is. I mean, obviously it's cinnamon, but I never heard of Chinese cinnamon. Cumin, coriander, clover. Clover? Really? Clover. Sichuan peppercorn, star anise, and artificial flavors. It sounds delicious. Need more 70s and 60s and 70s rock suggestions. Well, Eli, I'm going to tell you this. We could spend a lot of time on that. We don't have a lot of time on that. Eli, and I know I promised everybody, I'm very close to having the music YouTube channel up and running. It's called I think it's called Notice the Music, because the band I was in was called Notice. We're calling it Notice the Music. We will be doing live streams and videos and stuff like that. So hold that for that. I appreciate that, Eli. It's a fun thing to talk about. It's just that we would not get through what we have to get through if we went off on that tangent right now. What was the first movie you saw in theaters? Everyone. I'm pretty sure that's a security question, me Metal Mike. Would have to be something my father took me to when I was a kid. These are weird. They almost look a little, what's the word? Like sugar coated, glazed, maybe. That's a nice looking piece of eel. Look at that. It has a strange smell. I think it's the anise. It's kind of sugary. No, interesting, because it has chilies in it, and it's supposed to be spicy. Not really that spicy. It has a slight flavor like sardine, but not as fishy and more firm. Cinnamomum cassia is Chinese cinnamon, is considered very aromatic. That must be what I smell. It's a really unique flavor. I mean, texture. I can't say that it's any different than eel I've had before. You know, especially like sushi eel, unagi or unagi. I wish it was a little spicier. I mean, it does have like a slight amount of spice to it, but there's a lot of other flavors going on. I mean, they told you what's in it. There's a lot of other flavors going on. It's really, really interesting. So thumbs up. It's just really, I mean, really odd, the combination of spices and stuff that they put in there. Which is a really unique flavor. Yeah, thumbs up. That's really nice. All right, I did not ask a question. Let me go ahead and do and review a food item without asking a question. There goes my authenticity right out the window. Add fish juice to peach soda, Val. I suppose I could do that, but that means I have to drink the rest of that combo, and I'm not really into doing that right now. And I don't have another glass. I wonder if there's another way to do it. Let me think about that. See if I can figure out a way to do that. I don't want to pollute my nice beer. Have you ever had durian cheesecake? I'm gonna have to say I don't remember. It sounds familiar. Like I know I've had durian mochi. I know I've had durian mooncakes. I don't know. I don't remember if I had durian cheesecake or not. I should make durian cheesecake. I think that Cassandra and I are going to make salmon cheesecake. Maybe we should make durian cheesecake too. Okay, so another snack. Let's see how we do on time. 15 minutes, 2 snacks left. We got this piece of cake. Is that beer going down smooth? It really is, Miguel. It really is. It's a good drinking beer. Not offensive at all. You know, not a really hard alcohol bite. Not skunky like some domestic beers and everything. It's really, really nice. I think Janice said that there's rice. It's made with rice and everything, and maybe that makes a big difference. You know, that it's made with rice. That's really good. It's nice. All right, so let's do this one next, and let's read a card. We won't forget this time. The question is, syrup from raw sugar is known by what name? Again, syrup from raw sugar is known by what name? And it is not Bob. So I had salmon cheesecake at my friend's wedding. It was amazing. Oh, so Kate, the Cassandra had suggested that we make salmon cheesecake from scratch, and it sounded unusual, but I would think it would be good. I mean, I'm trying to think of like what ingredient. The only thing that would be like off is like how much sugar you put in it. I would think that would make it a little bit off, but everything else, I don't see why it would be offensive at all. I think Matt and I are going to do more of what he's calling mean cuisines at some point in time. And one of the ones that I saw was it was supposed to be from, I can't remember, like one of the bagel places, and it was supposed to be like a bagel and lox smoothie. They were doing it as somebody was doing it as a joke, of course, but I'm thinking that's going to taste good, and I'm going to make that happen. There we go. Spam cheesecake. That'd be hard to do because you have to get the spam into some sort of form that will blend with the other ingredients in the cheesecake. Unless you're just going to have chunks of the spam in there. I'm not sure how else you would do that. The one I had was a savory cheesecake. That makes sense. Katie, that it would be a savory cheesecake. Yo Thompson. Which Thompson? Thompson? Oh, okay. Steve Russell. has just entered the room. Welcome, Steve Russell. Can make it? Spam and shrimp soup. That sounds like it might be good. I think as long as you can keep the spam from falling apart in the broth, I think spam and shrimp soup sounds good. A gelled cheese dip. Oh, so it was. Oh, that sounds odd, unusual. I'm gonna have to look that up, because when the Cassandra suggested it, I thought, this is like something really unique and interesting. But it sounds like somebody's already doing it. It sounds like it's already a thing. Not that we shouldn't do it, but it just sounds like it's already a thing. It's interesting, Katie. You didn't do video, did you? That would have been cool. All right, so we asked the question. Now let's do this. This is our vegan. They're saying vegetarian. Maybe it's not vegan. Maybe that's why I got the warning, because I said it was vegan. It's not vegan. But I don't know who decided that. Let's see. Ingredients: puffed soybean products, gluten powder, wheat flour. So if you're gluten intolerant or celiac, you don't want to eat this. Protein concentrate. Wheat protein concentrate. Water, vegetable oil, white sugar, edible salt, Chinese prickly ash, sesame, spices. Let's see. Garden fruit. Oh, Gardena fruit, whatever that is. Pepper, ginger slice. That's interesting. Yeast extract, soy sauce, artificial flavor. Contains soy, wheat, sesame. So I don't see anything that would not make this vegan, unless vegans don't eat wheat. I'm sorry, yeast, and think because yeast is something that's alive, that's non-vegan. I don't know that to be a fact. To me, it sounds vegan, so I called it vegan, but that's just my story. Now, the little notch that tells you where to tear it, for some reason, is at the bottom of the bag, which is really, really bizarre. But anyways, it looks like the texture of jerky. It looks like they got the texture right, but we'll see. Let's go ahead and open this up. It says it's supposed to be spicy. I think. I don't even see. Oh, vegetarian meat and hot, spicy flavor. Let's give this a shot. Favorite Taco Bell sauce? The Diablo, I think, probably, Steve, because their hot sauces are not hot at all. Even the Diablo's not that hot, but that's why I go with that one. Ooh, this is weird. This looks nothing like the picture on the front. Here, check this out. Does that in any way resemble that? In any way? You don't have to answer it. I'm going to go ahead and say no. All right. It looks like it's going to be a weird. It looks like the texture of tofu. Well, we'll see. Oh, what the hell? It's like rubber. It doesn't taste like meat at all. I don't mind a meat substitute saying meaty, or saying it has a meaty taste. I have a problem with them when they say it tastes like beef, because the stuff that's supposed to taste like beef never tastes like beef. I have a problem with something that says it tastes like chicken, not tasting like chicken at all. They don't specify; they just say meat. It doesn't taste meaty at all. It is a really weird texture. It's like a plastic texture or something. I will tell you that I know that they're using Szechuan peppercorns in here, because that is the prominent flavor. And the thing about Szechuan peppercorns, and this is the thing I don't like, Szechuan peppercorns have a tendency to change the taste of what you're. I think this is just speculation. I think the reason is because Szechuan peppercorns numb your taste buds. So they burn it first, but then they have this numbing effect. And I think once they have that numbing effect, because that's the way it affects your taste buds, it changes the way you taste things. If you guys go back and watch, it's one of the first Trippy Food episodes we ever did. It was we did a capsaicin extract, and the idea was to try different remedies for the capsaicin for the burn. And one of the ones we did was Szechuan peppercorns, dry Szechuan peppercorns. Just ate a handful of them. And what it did was, it totally changed the taste of everything that I ate afterwards as a remedy. So in other words, I drank ice water, and the water tasted salty. I ate ice cream, and the ice cream just had this weird flavor. It's because of the Szechuan peppercorns and the way they work. So while I kind of like the heat of Szechuan peppercorns, I kind of don't like what it does to food, and then it just changes the flavor of everything else, and it almost dumbs down the flavor of everything else. You really can't discern the flavor. Maybe that's what it is. Maybe they do it as a disguise. Maybe that's what it is. So I'm gonna give this a thumbs down, because it's not meaty. It's not like, if I wanted some meat, this would not be satisfying to me. The texture is kind of like plastic or rubbery, and the Szechuan peppercorns just totally changed all the other flavors of everything that sounds like it might be good. So it's going to get a thumbs down for me. You know what? I always like to always give something a second try. Beyond Burgers are pretty close to beefy tasting. Well, Katie, I would say meaty tasting. Beefy tasting, not so much. The reason I like Beyond Burgers more than Impossible Burgers is because, to me, it tastes meaty, so it tastes satisfying from a meaty standpoint, but it's still, to me, it tastes closer to like a garden burger. So I can actually taste the vegetables in it, but I like that. I like that they're not, not saying this is beef. So every once in a while, like if I'm going to Carl's Jr., I usually like substitute the beef patty for Beyond Burgers just to change it up. Well, that's the thing, is like some vegans get mad and they go like, oh, but you put cheese on it, it's not vegan. It's like, look, I'm an omnivore that's eating less red meat. You should be happy about that, Now, they're not happy unless you're total full bore, but, baby steps, right? Jeff Fu was part of that video. Yes, Jeff Fu was filming that video, Eli. So that was back when Jeff was kind of producing my videos. So basically, all I would do is stand in front of the camera and eat stuff. And Jeff would film it. So he would say, "Oh, let's do this." He would film it. He would edit it. He would post it. But it was like after Jeff had his stroke, then I started having to do all that myself. Well, we got 8 minutes left. We got one snack left. I think we're doing okay. So let's go back to our question. The question was, syrup from raw sugar is known by what name? Let's see what the guesses were. The guesses were, we're back at potato dumplings. Okay, Janice, you wrote Demerara, which I think was your guess. I think. Brandy said invert sugar. Miguel said glucose syrup. Tom said corn waffles, but I don't think it was his guess. I think it was something else. Those are the only questions. It's more basic than that. It's just molasses. Molasses is syrup from raw sugar. Molasses. So it looks like nobody got that right. I don't see any guesses for molasses. Please correct me if I'm wrong. I don't see any guesses on molasses. So nobody got it right. So everybody gets 500 points. Just because that's how I roll. I'm disappointed in that. All right, here's our last one. Let's ask another question. The question is, German chocolate cake originates from what country? German chocolate cake originates from which country? So that one goes in the cake stand, and let's go ahead and open this. This is our Pigeon Brand fermented hot and sour green mustard slices in soy sauce. There's a lot going on there. It is manufactured by the Peace Canning Company, which was founded in 1958. I'm going to pronounce this wrong, in Samut Prakan, Thailand. So this is a product of Thailand. Our little pigeon on the top. Let's get Thing back out here. Someday, I'm going to come home and I'm going to find Ariel and Richard Simmons and Thing all partying. And there's going to be open cans everywhere. they don't look like mustard greens. That's weird. Those look like mustard greens to you? For starters, they're not green. Unless it's the stem. Maybe that's what it is. It's the stem. So again, this is going to be hot and sour in soy sauce. That is an odd combination. Here we go. Not overly sour. Reminds me a little bit of a pickled green tomato, texture-wise anyways. Hey, Eli, you cutting out? Well, I'm glad you could join us. Thank you for joining us, and I guess hopefully we will see you soon. Ooh, the heat sneaks up on you. It's a slow burn, the heat. It does come in. So when you first put it in your mouth, it doesn't taste hot at all. It doesn't taste spicy at all. But then it comes in afterwards when the heat builds. It's nice heat. Mustard greens have a particular taste. These are really light flavored for mustard greens. I don't know if somehow in the pickling process it does something to it. So it's really light. The last flavor is the chili. That comes in last. It's not Szechuan peppercorns, by the way. It has a nice texture. It has some bite to it. A little bit crispy. I'm going to say crispy. Unique flavor. I just kind of wish it had more of the mustard green taste, because they took the fight out of the mustard greens. It doesn't really have that mustard green flavor, but it's good. So it's going to get a thumbs up, and I think maybe not an enthusiastic thumbs up. So one of these kind of things here, you know, a non-enthusiastic thumbs up, but you know, thumbs up nonetheless. It's pretty good. So yep, there we go. Val, I appreciate you and your views. Well, Joshua, I appreciate you. As a subscriber and as somebody who watches the channel. So, and I mean that to everybody out there, especially a lot of you guys are regulars, and I see you all the time, and I do appreciate it, because there's other things you could be doing on a Saturday, but you're spending it here, and I thank you for that. So, I thank you for your support. Would you consider foraging? But as long as I was with somebody who knew what they were doing, because that can be really dangerous. There are some things that look like other things and are not. Steve, so it can be kind of dangerous, especially once you're involving mushrooms, but also stuff like oxalis looks a lot like clover. It's not clover, and if you eat too much oxalis, it has toxins in it. So yeah, I would definitely do that, but I would want to go with somebody who's an expert, somebody who's done it a lot and knows what's edible and what's not. But yeah, Steve, I would love to do that. Let's see. I need to go as well as the awesome variety of snacks this week. Thank you, Tom. So Tom, old guy in Colorado, is leaving the room. Everybody keep in mind that in approximately 2 hours from now, which would be 5 o'clock our time, which would be 6 o'clock Mountain Time, which Tom is in, Tom is going to be doing his live stream. He always cooks something interesting and fun and usually tasty on his live stream every week on Saturday afternoon. So be sure, or Saturday evening. So be sure to check that out. So thank you, Tom, for joining us. Tom is one of the channels that we have in our featured channels. So if you go to our featured channels on the main page, on our YouTube channel, you can get to Tom's from there. And be sure to subscribe to his channel, and be sure to like the videos, because that's really helpful. So thanks for joining us again, Tom. We'll see you again soon. The question was, German chocolate cake originates from which country? Scott says, let's see. Oh, Iceland said Cakestania. That's awesome. Brandon Rubel says USA. Eli says USA. Scott says German chocolate cake isn't from Germany. Can I know why Hawaiian pizza is from Canada and not Hawaii? You are correct, Scott. I think that's your guess, and if it is, you're correct. So that is everybody's guess was USA. It is in fact USA. So 100 points for everybody who guessed it is the USA. Pretty straightforward. They always say German chocolate cake because then they think they're going to throw people off. They're going to say Germany, but you guys are smarter than that. All right, so that does it for our snacks. Now it is time. Well, we're at 3 o'clock. We're going to go a little bit over. Let's just put some stuff together here. So let's see. I guess that's a good thing to put at the bottom. Let's get an eel. Let's get a pizza cracker. Let's get some cabbage. I'm going to try to get some more of the greens than the stem. It kind of looks like spinach. All right, and let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Let's get a piece of the mustard, hot and sour mustard greens. A big piece. I'm just kind of lay that on top there like that. What am I missing? Oh, no, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I feel like I'm missing something. What am I missing? Oh, yes. No? Yes. Yes, I am. I'm missing our whelk, our squished bug. This looks like it could be difficult, but look at that stack. Look at that. And I opened this up and I don't want to waste it. So that's good. I like that. Alrighty. Now let's try this all together. So really the only snacky thing we had today was that pizza cracker, or biscuit as they like to call it. Let's see. Here we go. Ah. Putting them all together improves this. You still get that rubbery texture, but that weird flavor's gone. The pizza cracker just disappears. You get the flavor from the greens, a little bit of spiciness. Like some of the spicy stuff's not like overly spicy. A lot of different textures happening there, but nice textures, nice flavors and everything. That's a thumbs up. Like on the whole, it's a thumbs up. So it even takes some of the things that aren't that great and makes them taste much better. So it's thumbs up. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with that at all. That's probably one of the better combinations that we've actually done. So we are at 3:03. I can see by the old clock on the wall that you can't see for some reason. You used to be able to see that. I don't know why that's like, you can't see it anymore. My Ministry of Silly Walks clock, but it is, we're 3 minutes past the hour of 3 p.m. We are done. I just got to eat some of the stuff there. And I want to thank you all again for taking part of your day to spend with us, a couple of hours to spend with us on a Saturday. I know you could be doing something else, and I really appreciate it. I love the community that we have here. I love the camaraderie we have. I love the interaction that we have. I do want to remind you that if you go to our community page, we still have that open thing of Ask Val. So if you have questions that you want to ask me, put them in there, and then we will do a live stream where we go through and answer all the questions. We only have 4 right now, so we can't do it right now. But please do that. I will ask you, if you have not subscribed, to please do so as well. We are, what do I say, like 80? I think we're like 80 subscribers away from 5,000. We're going to do a big 5,000 party once we get there. So if you have not subscribed, please do so. Or if you have friends that you think would enjoy our channel, please let them know about it and have them subscribe as well. Don't do bots and fake accounts or anything like that. Eventually they'll find out anyways and get rid of them. So I do want to thank you all. I just, to me, this is the high point of my week, is to share this time with you. I appreciate it. It's nice seeing the same people. It's nice seeing some new faces. We had Logan Molasses in the room today. So how exciting is that? We had Katie from Beyond Seattle Eats. Also be sure to check out their channels. Janice Yamanaka, check out her channel. Tom, old guy in Colorado, check out their channel. If you go to our main page on the channel, there's a link down below and it says featured channels. Go to that featured channels, check out the other channels that that we have there, and give them some love too. So subscribe if you can, like the videos if you can, and it's really helpful. So again, I want to thank you all for joining us today, but I want you to be careful because it's crazy out there. So please take care of yourselves, take care of others, and we'll see you soon. Bye, everybody.